Hey guys, this is Chris and Giovanni from Critterbox Studios. We're going to give you a little overview as to our coding and our world. A lot of the coding that you see here, we actually already have set up. We're just waiting to incorporate properly into the game. As we've told you before, we were planning on building an MMORPG where the player can actually affect the world a little bit more than normal. We want to have two different factions as of right now. The mana slash magic side, they're a little bit more dominant with nature, and the tech savvy side that has augment, cybernetic parts, things like that. Um, we're also going to do a quick review over the races and some example skills. They're not all set in stone, but these are some skills that we have been going over that we want to incorporate into the game. Of course, as we've said before, if you guys happen to have any suggestions or any info that you feel we can use, feel free to send us an email to critterboxstudio@aol.com, or you can always reach us on our Facebook at critterboxstudio. The Critterbox Studio at AOL.com, the studio is actually spelled Studio, while the Facebook one is actually spelled Stewdio. Now, with a little bit of the information over the races and some of the world, here's Chris.
I just wanted to kind of give a brief overview of the races because, like Giovanni said, not a lot of the stuff is set in stone at the moment, so I don't want to go too much into detail. Just give a little examples. Starting out, humans would be the base class we're looking at. Basically, they would have no restrictions applied. Skills or abilities, or armor or weapons. Excuse me. And we're thinking so far that maybe they'll gain XP faster than other races, so it would be a good starter race. They're going to pretty much be located anywhere in the world, any civilization. Going next into that, we have elves as well, another classic fantasy race, but one we're going to adapt kind of to both sides. They're going to be a little bit more nimble than others, a little slimmer but faster, so we don't have really any abilities set for them yet. And there'll be another race that's going to appear in most parts of the world. Dwarves, another race that we have, they're going to fit into both parts of the world, but as far as society where they live, they're going to mainly be in their own kind of neutral kingdom set aside from both civilizations, working with them, using both types of technology and nature, but separate from everybody else. But we'll incorporate them a look based on each society as a player can start with either one. Also working in tandem with the dwarves would be the gnomes. Kind of we want gnomes. I would think, this example would be maybe a little dirtier, whereas looking like engineers, really kind of doing the work. Whereas the gnomes would be more like your scholars, your wizards. Gnomes, for the moment, are not going to be playable in the game. They're going to appear as NPCs in some parts of the world, not all, but mainly in the Dwarven City. So that's something we might incorporate later. Also in Subhumans, we are going to feature trolls in the game as well, which will be part of a tribal society within the nature side, but shown in other parts of the world. They're going to have looks kind of going close to which civilization they're in, and they're also going to maybe have like a natural regeneration with a resistance. I'm sorry, less resistance to fire as part of we're thinking a weakness for the race, which is something we may add for all races later. Also in Subhumans would be orcs, part of the same society. A little meaner, a little more violent, but their look will be appropriate for each side, so that's kind of something we're working on. Goblins will be part of the society as well, but more NPC, non-playable at the moment. They're going to be in some places, but fit in more in the tribal area. So that's kind of just an idea of the races that we're going to have at the moment. We may add more or subtract from this list. But also as well too, we're thinking something like undead, but undead won't be playable at the moment, just mainly for events and for enemies, maybe NPCs as well. And then just to give you a kind of brief of what skills we have. Um, First, all skills will get their strengths, how effective they are, how much damage they do, how much effectiveness they have will be based on four base stats: strength, speed, intelligence, and endurance. So everything's going to build from that. These, just to give an example, some crafting ones of skills that we have at the moment: weapon making, armor crafting, enchanting, maybe poison making, gunsmith, alchemy, things like that. Types of combat. now that we're thinking, which are corporate abilities would be like, your melee combat, blade, blunt, piercing, hand to hand. Also, some more stealth, like moving silently, hacking, security, picking locks, and just some other in there like explosive, magic, defense abilities. These are just some kind of up in the air ideas that, again, we're going to add this list. What we're really wanting to do at the moment is kind of compile a big list and just refine what we want down to that and what will work for the player. So that's kind of a brief overview of the races at the moment, some little insight on the world, and also the skills. And we do have a backstory written as well, but that's kind of also something that we put in, but not completely done. So, Giovanni, is there anything to add to that?
We've just about covered everything. We have posted up the portfolios for the model artists that we have gotten on our team, so go ahead and check them out. Hopefully within the next few weeks they'll actually have some models set up for us, and we will have some sort of working demo for everybody. That would be actually kind of neat, I think. So, wish us the best, guys. Have a good one.
Bye.